Throughout my entire life, I have never hated a fictional character as much as I hate Captain Carter, because she is an industry plant. I can tell an industry plant from a mile away. She is so unoriginal and she is so insufferable that, man, when I see her on my screen, I feel like pulling my eyes out. When I see her on my screen, I feel like pulling my hairs out. And the way that the What If series just handles Captain Carter's character is just so ass that I am happy to see that the entire world thinks that she's ass as well. The entire world thinks that she is a industry plant. The entire world thinks that she does not deserve the spotlight and the fame that is given to her. And in my honest opinion, I completely agree with them, because, man, when I watched season 3 of What If, in my honest opinion, I think I did a good job of not watching season 1 and season 2 of What If, because if Captain Carter was in all 3 seasons, I am not gonna watch that. In my honest opinion, I will throw away the TV in the trash. I will make sure that dumpster is burned down to the ground. I will make sure that the ashes of the dumpster will be completely forgotten, because Captain Carter is so insufferable in the entire last season of What If. But before I go on to Captain Carter, I will tell you some other things that I spotted about the entire season that is complete ass. And one of the things that I spotted in season 3 of What If is a character called Birdie. I don't know who the fuck this character is. I think this character is an original character that literally just debuted this year. I'll give MCU a little clap of creating an original character, but I will quickly take away my clap and I'll strictly replace my clap with the middle finger because of Birdie's origin. And we saw that in season 3's What If. Birdie is the daughter of Darcy and Howard the fucking Duck. When I saw that shit, I was like, who has a fetish writing this shit? I'm pretty sure a writer that is writing the entire script of What If season 3 has a weird bestiality fetish, seeing humans have sex with animals, because there is no way that Howard the Duck and Darcy can get a child that looks exactly like a human, that has no duck features. And sure, yeah, she may say some things that will resemble a duck, but she literally looks like a normal human, and it just makes no sense. And now you're probably saying, oh, this is a Marvel What If universe. Anything can happen. Any single type of variant that could happen happens. Well, I'm gonna tell you this, that this is stupid. This just looks completely dumb. Why would Marvel even co-sign and write a character like Birdie to be created from Darcy and Howard the Duck semen? This makes no sense. I'm pretty sure that writer has a bestiality fetish. We need to check his hard drives, because if we check his hard drives, I'm pretty sure you're going to see his recent search history of bestiality porn. But let me get back to Captain Carter, and we see that Captain Carter is so insufferable throughout the entire series that you remember Kang the Conqueror, right? You remember how Marvel butchered his character by making Kang get defeated by Ant-Man in Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania? Well, to be honest with you, I know the whole world liked Kang as a character in the MCU, but I didn't like Kang as a character in the MCU because, to be honest, they made him black, and I was like, bro, Kang was not originally black in Marvel when he debuted. Sure, yeah, Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero, they made Kang feel black, and Kang in that show was peak. Kang in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero was so peak that, in my completely honest opinion, he was one of my favorite villains in Avengers Earth's Mightiest Hero. So you're probably wondering, why do I hate Kang being black in the MCU? Well, that just goes into another point of my previous video that I did about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man trailer and how I am not liking all of this race swapping shit. But let me not delve into that further. But Kang the Conqueror, due to Jonathan Majors' unfortunate situation that happened with him, and Marvel justifiably fired him, I'm not gonna delve into that as well. But since that Marvel fired Jonathan Majors, they decided to write off Kang's character like this. They made that Captain Carter and the Exiles are seemingly confirmed to have eliminated the Council of Kangs from Quantumania. They did this shit off screen. They did not show us what happened with Kang's council. They did not show us how Kang's council was defeated by Captain Carter's whole team. That shit made no sense. How the fuck did the Exiles completely wipe them out? Because we see Captain Carter is literally standing on the same throne that Kang was sitting on in Ant-Man and the Wasp's Quantumania, and I was like, bro, what the fuck is Marvel doing with their universe? It seems that they have a fetish for humiliation, because even though this recent year we saw greatness from Marvel like X-Men 97, that in my honest opinion is a 10 out of 10 show, and we also saw Deadpool and Wolverine, but in 2024 alone we saw so many stinkers from Marvel like Venom: The Last Dance, we saw Echo, we saw Madam Web, we saw Kraven the Hunter. We're seeing What If Season 3, and it seems that Marvel and Disney are just so prone, they're just so happy in shitting out stinkers that they don't care that it's hurting the original IP of this franchise, of this universe. And it's so sad seeing what Marvel is turning into, because we were blessed with peak when we saw Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Captain America Civil War, the first Iron Man. The old Marvel hits goes on and on and on, but it seems that this new era of Marvel is just wanting to produce stinkers and stinkers after stinkers after stinkers. Now let me get back to Captain Carter's character, because throughout the final episode of the entire series we see that Captain Carter and Uatu and the Exiles with Kahori, some bum character that I don't know, Birdie, the weird character. Storm was the only person on that team that had aura. I really like Storm in the What If series, because Storm, in my honest opinion, you can never make me hate Storm as a character. Storm is always badass when I see her in any form of media, so it's no surprise that Storm was the only character on this godforsaken Exiles team that had aura, and that you can tell that Storm is just looking so great, her powers were great, and seeing her wield the Thor hammer was pretty cool. But then we now see Infinity Ultron, and that was so boring when he died, and then they're just facing the Watchers, Eminence, Incarnate, and Executioner, and the whole episode is just a long Dragon Ball Z knockoff fight where the Exiles, they are trying to run away from the Watchers. This is because the Watcher Uatu, who is black for some reason in the What If series, I don't know why he's black, because he was originally created as a white man, as a black man. I'm just thinking to myself, they keep on giving us leftovers, man. Let me not delve into that as well. But we see that the Watcher eventually shares the Exiles with his power, and I'm like, oh my god, are they gonna do it? Are they gonna actually make Captain Carter very OP and Captain Carter so strong that she can survive a entire planet exploding? And yeah, Marvel answered my nightmarish wishes, and that happened because we see Captain Carter and the entire team have superpowers, and they're going up against literal OP characters, and they won the fight. I'm like, bro, that's pretty crazy. This whole episode was a long Dragon Ball Z knockoff fight that we see Captain Carter, of course, save the day by sacrificing herself. So I'm pretty sure that was the only good scene of the episode, where we see her death. So I was kind of celebrating seeing Captain Carter's death, because finally we are over this nightmare. Finally, the Captain Carter experiment is done. I hope she does not return. But this does not take away my hate for Peggy Carter as a character in the 616 universe and in any other universes. I usually like Peggy Carter as a character when she's alongside Steve Rogers, Captain America. Their duo and their dynamics are usually great to see on paper and on screen. But Captain Carter, the variant Captain Carter, is so ass that when they now did a scene where we see, prior to the Watchers' defeat, we see the variant versions of Captain Carter, and we see one that she's a Sabretooth. Whoever made that decision needs to be fired, in my honest opinion. And the episode ends with a big slap to the face to the fans, because we see in the end credits, we see characters like Maestro, Man Spider, and Ghost Rider. Some variants of these characters they never showed in What If, the entire series, season 1, season 2, and season 3. I'm like, why would you show us something that we couldn't even have? But thank God What If series is done. Thank God we are finally done with this chapter of this, in my opinion, trash show. And I know season 1 and season 2 are usually liked, but season 3 makes me think this show is hot garbage and hot dookie. But that's the end of the video. I'm out. Peace.